At around 7:47 until 7:57 WIB on 17 July 2009, the JW Marriott and Ritz-Carlton hotels in Jakarta, Indonesia, were hit by separate bombings 5 minutes apart. 3 of the 7 victims who were killed were Australians, 2 from the Netherlands, and 1 each from New Zealand and Indonesia. More than 50 people were injured in the blasts. Both blasts were caused by suicide bombers, who checked into the hotels as paying guests several days earlier. The twin suicide bombings came 4 years after the last serious terrorist attack in Indonesia. Background: since the 2002 Bali bombings, in which over 200 were killed, Indonesia has stepped up attempts to crack down on terrorism. An anti-terrorism law was confirmed by the Indonesian legislature in 2003. The 2002 attack was carried out by Jemaah, an al-Qaeda-linked group seeking to unite Indonesia, Malaysia, and the southern Philippines under an Islamic State. The Marriott had previously been suicide-bombed in 2003. The attacks. The Marriott bombing occurred first and was followed 5 minutes later by the Ritz bombing. Police moved to seal off the surrounding area. At noon local time, an unexploded bomb was found in room 1808 of the Marriott, together with bomb-making equipment. The Ritz-Carlton Explosion is thought to have originated in the Erlanger restaurant on a second story, where people were eating breakfast. There was said to be glass everywhere. A part of the facade of the Ritz-Carlton was blown away by the blast and windows had been blown out. The Marriott bombing occurred during one of a series of periodic breakfast meetings of CEOs and other prominent members of the Jakarta business community hosted by James Castle, president of AmCham Indonesia, a branch of the United States Chamber of Commerce in Jakarta. The Marriott bomb was detonated in a small breakfast room rented for the event, and not in the main restaurant. One witness said the lobby of the neighboring Plaza Musyawarah building was destroyed in the explosion. The unexploded bomb in room 1808 of the JW Marriott Hotel was programmed to go off prior to the other bomb there, but its timer malfunctioned. The Indonesian police believed the bomb was intended to create an atmosphere of panic, causing guests to flee their rooms to exit the hotel, and generating a significant crowd in the lobby. Had this occurred as planned, the lobby bomb may have taken a much greater toll. Casualties: there were 9 fatalities, 3 Australians, 1 New Zealander, 2 Dutch tourists, and 3 Indonesians. The Australians killed were Austrade official Craig Senger, mining executive Garth McAvoy and Perth businessman Nathan Verity. New Zealander Tim Mackay died. He was president, director of PT Holcim Indonesia and a master mariner. Indonesians killed included Evert Mokadompas, a waiter at the JW Marriott Hotel. 16 foreigners were treated at Metropolitan Medical Center Hospital. A New Zealander, a Canadian, an Indian and 3 Dutch men were reported injured. Investigation. Police believed planning for the bombings was led by Nordin M. Top. The first meeting had been held on April 30. Ibrahim, a florist who worked for a florist company which had stores in both the bombed hotels, was another key organizer. Ibrahim was recruited in 2000 by Saifuddin Jailani, his brother-in-law, while he was working as a florist at the Hotel Mulia in Jakarta. In 2005, Ibrahim and Jailani were inaugurated as members of Nordin's Special Forces. Ibrahim set strategies, conducted surveys of the locations and smuggled the bombs into the hotels. Saifuddin Jailani is believed to have also recruited the suicide bombers for the operation. The bombs were smuggled into the JW Marriott one day before the blast through the hotel's loading dock using a pickup truck rented by Ibrahim. The bomb design and materials of an unexploded bomb found by police in room 1808 were identical to those used by Jemaah in previous attacks. The suicide bomber of the JW Marriott Hotel was Danny Dwi Permana, an 18-year-old graduate of a private senior high school in Bogor, West Java. The suicide bomber of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel was Nana Ikhwan Maulana, a 28-year-old former resident of Pandeglang, Banten. Danny rented room 1808 in the JW Marriott. The room was paid for by Amir Abdullah, who was arrested on August 5. On August 7, police raided a house in Temanggung, Central Java. 3 people were arrested and 1 person was killed, later identified to be Ibrahim. On August 8, police raided a house in Bekasi, West Java, killing 2 people believed to be preparing to attack the Indonesian President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono with a truck bomb near his private residence in Bogor, West Java. Funding for the bombings is believed to have been provided from the Middle East. A number of suspects, including a Saudi Arabian national, have been arrested by Indonesian police for their involvement in handling the funds. Aftermath. The bombings were deplored by numerous governments, in Indonesia, elsewhere in the region, and around the world. President Barack Obama, who spent a portion of his childhood in Jakarta, stated, "I strongly condemn the attacks that occurred this morning in Jakarta, and extend my deepest condolences to all of the victims and their loved ones. The U.S. government stands ready to help the Indonesian government respond to and recover from these outrageous attacks as a friend and partner." Manchester United, which had been scheduled to play an exhibition football match in Jakarta on the 20th of July 2009 and had booked rooms at the Ritz-Carlton, cancelled the Jakarta leg of its tour. Reopened. The hotel was closed for 2 weeks and reopened to the public on Monday, 3 August 2009 at 10:00 WIB. The 17th United States Ambassador to Indonesia's Cameron R. Hume attended the reopening of Hotel JW Marriott and Ritz-Carlton on Wednesday, 29th of July 2009 in Jakarta. The ambassador visited both hotels.